everyone, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. All right, so I really wanted to talk to you guys about this story here. This particular article is coming from Android Police. You can find the link in the description below because this is the reference for the discussion here. But this is wild, if you ask me. This is a little bit, I'm taken back by this. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I'm actually taken back by. You see the title there. T-Mobile reportedly shying away from Go 5G plans. So we are talking about that, okay? Definitely this is the beginning of the story here, or the what I want to talk about, right? Should I say. This is the premise here. This is the gateway to the introduction of what needs to really be said. So we're talking about Go 5G plans from T-Mobile, currently not on their website. So I'm looking at their website. I don't see it. Rumor has it that they're still in the background. And that, they're being, I guess, adjusted, that they will probably come back different. And the idea is that they'll come back more expensive, right? Now, not for existing customers, but for new customers, supposedly, meaning that, if you're coming from another carrier, Verizon or AT&T, you're not going to really feel the difference per se. It might still be somewhat cheaper, but for traditional T-Mobile customers, us just seeing it, and anyone that maybe was with T-Mobile but has left and has thought of rejoining is going to see the difference right off the bat. So we're talking about the possibility of T-Mobile adding taxes and fees. Looking at their website, they've already done this, and I know I'm not the first person to discuss this, but I have to chime in on this because I go in order of the stories that I need to tell first, or what I think is important that you're not hearing first. And then I get to, whatever else has already been said, and then I voice my opinion on it if there's something for me to say. In this case, there's certainly something to say. So this change here, this whole new T-Mobile, this is just more of it, right? It's began a while ago. About a year ago at least, right? We've started seeing more and more uncarrier-like behavior. This is just confirmation that T-Mobile has truly changed, that they are not the same company they were 5 years ago. We're not surprised. Like I said, we've been getting details and facts and just more and more carrier-like behavior over the course of a year specifically. It started probably actually a little bit before that, maybe even a year and a half ago now, if we really want to dig back a little bit. And this is not a good move. Looking at their website, we have the Essential Saver. This is, $50 a month, whatever, for one line, taxes and fees. Experience Beyond, right? Their Experience Beyond plan, their new plan here, $100, taxes and fees. Experience More, one phone plan, $85, taxes and fees. So these taxes and fees, okay, although the plans look fairly appetizing, like this Experience More plan, $85, it is beefed up, right? You got your 5-year guarantee, which means that they can't really raise the price, but we know better than to really trust T-Mobile when it comes to this. You can upgrade every 2 years, unlimited premium data, the Netflix with ads on us, Apple TV on us, 60 gigs of high-speed mobile hotspot, unlimited text, to 15 gigs of high-speed data in Canada and Mexico. T-Mobile does good when it comes to international, right? It's pretty decent. It's not a horrible plan. There's some decent stuff, specifically if you like streaming services and whatnot. If it's not your cup of tea, then this plan is going to be useless to you. But what I'm saying is it's not the worst plan. $85 plus taxes and fees is far too expensive, and for me, in my taste. But it depends on your value and what you see appropriate for your needs. But the point here is everything now is taxes and fees. This is the nail in the coffin, okay? This is the final draw for T-Mobile that pretty much has spelled out in all large magenta letters, carrier. We are now the carrier. We're no longer the T-Mobile you used to laugh and joke about. We're now a serious company. We charge taxes and fees. We want to be taken serious. Now, I don't know where this is all coming from. Is it the mergers? Is it the acquisitions? Because it wasn't Sprint. I mean, maybe that gave them a little cockiness, a little arrogance, but it wasn't enough to really shift a change. I think maybe, them getting Mint now and Ultra Mobile and just seeing that they pretty much get their way every time is giving them enough confidence to do what they think they can, or should I say they can do whatever they want because they feel that they need to do it in order to be taken more serious, right? So people always laughed at them, said that they were not a serious carrier, that they sold themselves short, and that might be the case, right? Maybe they were underserving, overcharging or whatnot, undercharging, should I say. But with that being said, now this is what we have. We have this carrier here behavior that is going to scare a lot of customers away, in my opinion. And I don't like it. And I don't like it not because I think T-Mobile doesn't have the right to charge a little bit more for their plans if they feel there's value in it. And I do like that. I think it's mostly going to be just for new customers. They're not at least taking this part of it out on the OG customers, but they've done that too, right? They've started increasing prices on legacy plans. They took away your price lock guarantee, which is just absolutely terrible. And I think it's all too much, too fast. And ultimately, I'd like to see it punish them, particularly, in my opinion, simply because it's just distasteful. It's not fair to customers, specifically right now in this time of day where everything is so uncertain in this economy, where people are struggling just to pay their rent or their electric bill. Now, they want to have a good phone plan, they can't even have it. So I hope everyone leaves T-Mobile and that they go to Metro by T-Mobile, or they go to US Mobile, or they find another MVNO that they're suitable or happy with, that they find suitable and that they're happy with, to get T-Mobile service. This way they can at least take some of that profit out of T-Mobile's pocket, because that is the only way T-Mobile is going to realize that today is not the smart time to do this. You missed the boat, okay? If you were going to do this, you should have done it before the pandemic, before things got really out of hand, economy-wise. You missed the boat. Everyone else is waking up and realize it's time to get better, build better relationships with customers, not scare them away. I think that's what happened here with T-Mobile. Everyone's wondering, why did T-Mobile shift? They're looking around them, okay? They're analyzing, they're feeling the room, okay? T-Mobile is not feeling the room. Their behavior is too sporadic. They're just like, snap their fingers, oh, we're just gonna raise our prices. They're not, whoever is in charge of their marketing and these decisions is not thinking clearly. AT&T, they have the most watered down plans out of the three, but even they're trying to make them better within reason, because good old AT&T, they'll always take care of themselves first. But they are at least making attempts to appeal to the customers, to give you a little bit more. They did us wrong with taking away the priority data and charging, the $7 for turbo. That was a slap in the face. That was bad. But then they've added some additional stuff. They bumped their plans a little bit, added a little more hotspot. At least they did something, right? T-Mobile here is raising prices too fast, okay? They're taking away their price guarantees. They took away their price lock guarantee. I mean, it's not good. Maybe we're seeing some good results for them for now, but ultimately this is going to have a negative effect, I think, in my opinion. It should. I don't doubt that T-Mobile service has gotten better. They're certainly expanding 5G coverage with the help of every acquisition. And of course, many of you are going to say, well, they're cheating their way along. And that's your opinion, and you're not really wrong, right? Because they are getting by easier, as where Verizon and AT&T have to literally build from the ground up. But there's opportunity for T-Mobile. They're going to seize it, and if they can do it, why wouldn't they, right? So what matters is that the coverage gets out there. Not everyone cares if they built it naturally by themselves. As long as they can get access to those towers, that's all that many customers care about. They're not really caring about everything else, right? It just doesn't matter to them, doesn't pertain to them. It's not necessary to know all that. We care because we're judging the carriers here, right? We're into the stories, we're following the trends, we're seeing what they do. We know the history of what they do. But to a regular everyday customer that just wants a carrier with good service, it's not important to them. So I guess with all this going on, all the advantages that they have, they feel, well, we're building a strong network. We can now make this decision. We're going to flip the switch. We're officially a carrier. And like it or not, this is what we're doing. And maybe it's a necessary thing, right? I don't know. Maybe they don't want to do it. Maybe they've looked at their current process, where they foresee their checks and balances, right? Where their profits and losses are going to be for the next couple of years. And they said, well, we need to do this. Otherwise, we're going to be negative. We're not going to survive. Perhaps this is what, made that decision for them. Or maybe they've decided this is what they want to do now. They want to charge taxes and fees. This could be also to offset tariffs, right? The worries about tariffs. It's possible, right? That's possible. We got to consider all this. It's one way to kind of help offset these possible future costs, right? So that's, something we got to consider. But I don't know. We see Verizon doing the exact opposite. And I think, at least for a little bit, like this could have a negative effect ultimately on Verizon as well, right? Like they're doing too much giving away now. They're too much carrier-like. Ultimately, like at some point, could hurt them, and they may have to switch back to their old ways as well. So maybe they're just playing it safe for now, switching to carrier, retain the relationships, grow new relationships, survive this economy that we're in, get over the bump, the hurdles, and then maybe they'll go back to their old ways. Maybe for T-Mobile, this is the only way they can do it. They have to charge more. Maybe they're not getting the customers they want, so they have to charge more to offset. It's possible. I just think ultimately this is a bad time to do this, and I think it could hurt them very much so. But let me know in the comment section your thoughts about all this. Ultimately, the 5G, Go 5G plans, currently not on the website. I don't see it. Maybe someone, there's, I'm sure, another link somewhere. I didn't dig too far into it, but I don't see it. And I think it'll be back. According to this article, it'll be back. It's there. I think it's being retested, so meaning it's being upgraded, and it's going to come back different with taxes and fees. And so, yeah, we're looking at the new T-Mobile, the carrier. Comment down below your thoughts of this. As always, thank you for stopping by and watching. Be sure to hit the video and give a video a like. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.